Don't trim your feet to fit the shoes. If someone dislikes you, remember these 3 things, and you will be the winner. In life, no matter how good you are, there will always be people who dislike you. Conversely, no matter how bad you are, there will always be people who like you. In this world, whether something is good or bad is one thing, but liking or disliking is another. Therefore, don't easily change yourself because of others' love or hate, likes or dislikes. Doing so, the only person who will suffer unnecessary losses is you. When you feel that someone dislikes or finds you unpleasant, don't get disheartened or try to change. Just be yourself and remember the following 3 things. First, if someone dislikes you, let them dislike you without asking why. In life, many people feel that when others dislike them, they must find out why. Sometimes they ask directly, or sometimes through others. Regardless of the method, the answers they receive might not be truthful and can easily ruin their mood. Here is a story. Jessica, a cheerful, open, and friendly office worker, was liked by everyone in her company. She was close to a colleague, and their relationship was going well. Suddenly, the colleague started treating her coldly, deliberately avoiding her everywhere. Jessica found this confusing and strange. She reflected on her behavior and found nothing wrong in her treatment of the colleague, and didn't want to lose the friendship. One late working evening, with only the 2 of them left in the office, Jessica asked the colleague directly why she seemed to dislike and avoid her recently, asking if she had done something wrong. The colleague smiled superficially and said, "You're overthinking," then continued working. Jessica felt aggrieved because she didn't get a satisfactory answer and probed further, asking, "There must be a reason. Why have you suddenly become like this?" The colleague, now a bit impatient, said, "I'm busy. I don't have time to think about such trivial matters." Jessica, persistent, continued to ask, but received no answer, only irritation from the colleague. She covered her face with her hands and realized one thing: unless the other person wants to say something, don't ask. Asking is useless. When a relationship breaks down, what can be said is never the real reason. So if you are disliked or shunned by someone, accept it without asking why. In the adult world, like and dislike always have reasons. If you ask too much, you will appear immature, boring, and weak. As someone once said, just be yourself, go with the flow. Time will settle the most sincere feelings. Storms will test the warmest friendships. Don't overestimate your relationships with anyone, and don't underestimate your courage to leave anyone behind. If someone dislikes you, let them dislike you freely, without needing a reason. Second, you judge and hate me? That's your choice. I don't live to please you. There is a story about Robert, an office worker who was competent and responsible in his job. However, in both the company and society, he was very afraid that he would never fit in and be liked by others. To gain favor from those around him, he pretended to enjoy socializing, joined small groups, and found reassurance in being surrounded by friends. Whenever someone said something, Robert tried to guess their thoughts to avoid misunderstandings. When someone gave him a slightly unfriendly look, Robert immediately self-reflected, fearing he had upset them. He always carefully observed daily interactions, only saying things he thought people wanted to hear. After a while, Robert felt exhausted from constantly bending to others' expectations. He realized that if he continued this way, he would drain all his energy, and it was foolish. From then on, Robert decided to be true to himself, regardless of who liked or disliked him. Someone once said, "If you hate me, it shows we are not the same." The best state between people is, I'm happy you like it, and I don't care if you don't. If you hate me, that's your business. If I don't care whether you like it, that's mine. In life, having the courage to love also means having the courage to accept being hated. The canvas of life is a mosaic of individual experiences. So why should we trim our feet to fit the shoes just to please others? Thus, you can hate me for whatever reason you want. I live my life for myself, not to please you. And the third reason is that you are envied. Perhaps you are too outstanding. Have you ever experienced a situation where your relationships were going well? But then, one day, you achieved something significant and shared it with everyone, expecting to receive congratulations and praise. Instead, you were met with indifference. Daria is an accomplished young woman with many achievements in her studies and career. She has hundreds of friends on her social media lists, from primary school buddies to college classmates and colleagues. Previously, whenever she expressed her feelings online, many people would like and comment on her posts, and the interactions were frequent. However, one day, when Daria's academic paper won an international award, she joyfully posted her certificate, prize money, and photos from the award ceremony to share her happiness. To her surprise, very few people liked or commented on her post, and only a handful of comments trickled in. After that event, Daria noticed that people around her started to ignore her for no apparent reason. Even some close friends who used to hang out with her regularly began to distance themselves. Daria felt she had suddenly become someone everyone disliked, which made her very disheartened. One day, Daria confided in one of the few friends who still empathized with her. She sorrowfully asked, "Am I really that annoying? Should I not share my achievements online to celebrate?" Her friend replied, "It's not that you're annoying, you're outstanding. What they dislike is not excellence itself, but the excellence of those around them. Human nature is such that people can accept you being average, but they cannot accept you suddenly becoming exceptional. The better and more outstanding you are, the more people will dislike you. Someone once said that excellence is often frightening because people feel ashamed when they stand before exceptional individuals. So they naturally don't want to interact too much with them, and might even dislike them. The English philosopher Francis Bacon once said in an essay that when a person lacks a particular virtue, they must disdain that virtue in others to achieve mental balance. This is similar to how people may dislike you when you succeed. It's a natural psychological response. So keep your courage, stand tall, be confident, and never fear being disliked. Where people hate you is where you are better than them. In life, you cannot avoid being envied by others. Let them hate you as long as you live with a clear conscience, integrity, and kindness. No matter what, to those who dislike or hate you, no matter how outstanding you are, they will still hate you. Treat those who don't like you like a passing breeze. Just brush off the dust and forget about them. Don't ask why, don't explain, don't worry. And don't get upset. You are not gold or jewels, so being disliked is normal. Human psychology is complex, so exceptional people shouldn't pay too much attention to being envied. At different stages in life, you will have different friends. In a good environment, you can meet good friends who share the same values, topics, perspectives, and interests. If you find fewer friends around you as you become more successful, don't worry too much. It means your good friends are still out there waiting for you. Don't bother with those who hate you. Trying to please them will only lower your dignity. Instead of futilely confronting those who envy you, it's best to gently move away from them, living a free and comfortable life, ready to soar in a broader world.